Your feature presentation is about to begin. A Zips television production, Goofing Off presents Movie Snobs, the Watch-Along Podcast. Get your tickets, find your seat. Get nice and comfy because the show is about to start, folks. Enjoy the picture. Oh.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Movie Snobs, the Watch Along Podcast. I'm Caleb Morgan, your host with the most. Yeah, that's me. We're back again for another episode. I hope you are enjoying this little side project Goofing Off is doing. I'm very happy to still be doing it with all you guys, all my buddies. This episode, we're watching a kind of an eclectic classic, a cult classic, maybe. I haven't seen it. One of the few movies that we do where I haven't seen it at all. I'm going in blind, going in cold. It is the remake, the Jeff Goldblum, Kingdom starting. He was on a run in the 80s. This is a big movie. The Fly. What a build up that was. For The Fly that I riffed on very poorly. The Fly, our first like horror movie. It's kind of horror-ish. It might be scary. We might get spooked. We're all here together though.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I here with?
Big scaredy cat.
Yeah, who am I here with? Who will I be clutching my pearls with? I don't know. I'm in a mood, guys. All right. Oh, hold on. I'm happy to be here with Dylan Bowe. How's it going, Dylan?
Good. Excited to watch The Fly. Ever seen it? Excited to see Jeff Goldblum in the 80s.
Do you know anything about it?
Yeah. No. I think I've only seen I just know about the black and white old fly.
Oh, you know about the
movies.
Old one, yeah. The classic.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them, but I've seen clips in other movies. I feel like.
Yeah.
That's really my only exposure.
That's what I was trying to do. I was gonna do this fun little trivia thing, where I'm like, what movie hasn't used an animal in it? But it's every movie has every movie has used an animal. There's giant ants. I was like, is there a slug movie? There is a slug movie. Is there a giant cat movie? There is. It's everything. Yeah, that was definitely a cult classic era of creature features. Yeah, I've not seen this. I'm excited. Nick McFadden is another guest of mine, another co-host.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Absolutely.
Nick?
I have not, and I am really excited too. Like you said, Jeff Goldblum in the 80s in his prime. Very excited to see. Not that he's bad now. Him and Thor Ragnarok. Can't speak. Thor Ragnarok was still very, very good.
Yeah.
But excited to see where a lot of it started for him. I just know the basic plot of the movie from skimming it when I rented it on an unnamed service a while ago. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm excited to watch it too. Next up, we got Jack Stern back again. 4 times in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Three times in a row. I'm losing count. How's it going, Jack?
I'm just here every time now.
Yeah. You
can't get rid of me.
You're coming in clutch. Yeah.
I'm like a fly. You're trying to swat me away, but keep coming back.
No. I don't. I was gonna make a joke in reference to the movie, but I really just can't because I don't know anything about it.
I know David Cronenberg and body horror.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what we're.
Yeah, you haven't seen it either, right?
That's what we're getting into here. I have not seen it, but I've always wanted to watch this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know Cronenberg, a bit of a legend.
Yeah.
A bit of a kind of like sci-fi body horror-ish, just like kind of like just like in general, just a avant-garde legend. I've not seen any of his movies, so I'm kind of speaking without any like credibility on what to call him. But I know he's like a big time director, like a big time type of person that I haven't seen anything of his work.
He's in the big leagues. He's a big wig.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's in this. I think he's in the movie at some point. I don't know though.
Oh.
I thought you said you didn't know anything about the movie, Caleb. Did you lie to us?
Well, maybe I'm hustling you guys, and I know every word.
He plays the gynecologist.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
interesting
So,
self-cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a cameo.
All right.
Top billing. Yeah.
Weird.
Well, second to the top.
Yeah. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
lastly, we have the only person I think that has seen this, our ZTV general manager, Professor Juan Contreras. How's it going, Juan?
It's going great. I'm excited to see this, and I don't think I've seen this for a couple of decades, but I do remember seeing it for a few times, especially when it came out, and I was just a child, and it did give me nightmares. So it definitely left an impression. Watching it as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old,
I was
maybe.
not prepared to be frightened tonight.
Yeah, well, I was 7 or 8, so you know. I think you'll see why a 7 or 8-year-old would get nightmares from this. It's very interesting. As I said, I'm very excited to see it. It's I think it is definitely a cult classic.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah. It made a good amount of money. They made a sequel.
Did
The Fly 2.
There's a sequel? Wow.
Yeah.
There was 2 sequels to the original. There was The Return of the Fly and Curse of the Fly. That's the not black and white version with Vincent Price. So there's literally 5 Fly movies out there.
Return of the Fly.
Wow.
We could do
So
them
there's
all.
no Fly Squad.
Flies.
There's what?
The Fly Strikes Back. Revenge of the Fly.
The Last Fly.
Attack of the Fly. The Phantom Fly.
It's endless. I'm interested. I really usually for these movies we have more build up, but I feel like this is like I think I didn't see one other one. It was Face Off I hadn't seen in like a long time, and I saw like half of it, and a lot of us hadn't seen Face Off, but Face Off like has like a more of a legend for being bad. Would you say that this is like a bad movie? I don't know. I don't think so. People like it. We will see if we like it. Has everyone got it queued up?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Let's get right to it. We're gonna watch it in its entirety. Give some live commentary. Just give our live reactions. I encourage the viewer to watch along with us. We're gonna count it down. You can get your watching device all queued up with us. You know, just get it real synced up. If not, you can skip it. Skip right to our thoughts at the end. I'll include that in the description, like I always do. But yeah, everyone got it queued up, ready to go?
Yep, ready when you are.
Ready to go.
All right. We will hit play on 3. Let's on 3.
Full wheel.
So right when I say 3, try and hit play.
All right.
All right. 1. All right.
My favorite part of these is when Caleb counts down. Even though I've missed a couple, still not changed.
Yeah,
it's
Nick,
always
Nick,
he explains it twice and then he goes into the countdown.
Yeah, Nick, you've been gone for like 3 or 4 episodes, and I have not changed the method and have not improved it.
It's not gotten any better.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
In fact, this might be one of my worst countdowns. So it's so. All right, here we go. All right, on 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, play.
Why did you say play? It was just on. Okay, whatever.
Mine immediately buffered, so I'm gonna need some.
Oh no.
Tell me when you get to the title and I'll hit play.
It says Brooks Films presents right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm right there. Brooks Films. The
David Cronenberg film. We're just gonna read the text to the audience.
No, oh, there's no more.
Is the
Green.
title
Oh,
up?
The Fly. There it is.
Wow, that was a
Hi.
title.
What a short title card.
Whoa.
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
I always thought it was really annoying how like older movies always have the credits in the beginning. Like, I don't understand why they did that.
I don't know
Gotta
what.
show you the actors. Gotta get you hyped for who's in it.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess that was an era of a lot of like superstar actors where I feel like nowadays, because there's so much film produced
Howard
and so
Shore.
many actors.
He did Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh,
Music.
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Nice. I was gonna say this song's pretty cool so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
I feel like this is like the background is just such like like a weird like Northern Lights type thing. I don't really get it. Is it what?
It looks like bacteria.
Oh, okay. I wonder if it's what a fly
That's
sees.
what I don't know. That's my guess, yeah.
How do we all feel about bugs? I don't really like bugs. I'm kind of scared of bugs.
Nah.
don't
Bugs,
like 'em.
thumbs down.
I'm not a fan. I don't know if this movie is gonna make you
If you
bugs
don't,
even more.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't mess with bugs. I don't like killing spiders. In fact, maybe I don't even
it's a
know.
fun.
So this is a super off-topic thing, but I was on vacation last week, right? And my uncle got a new girlfriend, and his girlfriend has kids. And I was talking to this 8-year-old kid, and she was telling me about some of the stuff that she's like eaten. I didn't realize how weird 8-year-olds are, but this girl literally ate like a bug, and I was like, that's
People eat
pretty
bugs.
wild.
Kids are disgusting.
How to Eat Fried
Ew.
Worms. That's a book, movie,
Oh yeah,
right? I think so.
I feel like
Right.
the weirdest thing I've ever eaten as a kid was probably like grass or something.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, but honestly, like I feel low key. I feel like everyone's eaten grass at some point in their life.
Oh, for sure. All right,
Play-Doh.
we missed Goldblum's introduction. He's looking
His hair's
good.
pretty majestic.
He's looking cool. He looks different.
I like the hair.
He's much in Jurassic Park. He's the cool guy. Here, he's the nerd, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems to be the case.
What do we think of Goldblum?
Great actor.
Yeah, I would say so.
I like how every time he gives the lines, it doesn't look rehearsed or anything. It looks like he's a true character coming up with his sentences as he goes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to a warehouse, right? What car is that? Oh, I thought it was a Gremlin. The car was a Gremlin. You know those old Gremlin cars? Those are cool. Shout out.
Shout out to the
Also-
Gremlins.
Shout out Macon. He couldn't make it tonight. He lost his headphones. Couldn't make it in, but that's a pun.
man.
Oh, no.
A little pun, but
Always losing.
he wanted to say Jeff Goldblum is GOAT. He wanted to say that.
I agree.
Can confirm. Jeff
Yes.
Goldblum is the GOAT. Wow.
Whoa.
It's
This
the
guy has
Goldblum cave.
the coolest studio apartment ever.
Yeah.
For wheel.
I love like the. Oh, he's just straight to the piano.
Whoa. See, we thought this guy was a nerd,
I did not.
but actually,
Actually, he's the coolest man to ever walk the earth.
yeah.
Nothing screams cool like playing the piano and having a giant lab in your studio apartment.
Yeah. Also, it looked like he was really playing the piano. I think he was legit.
Yeah, I think Goldblum does know how to play the piano. I feel like I've seen him do that somewhere else too.
He just shoehorns it into every movie he's in just to flex.
Just to flex.
He's got
That's his sensory deprivation chamber.
he's got a truly great mullet going on. I believe I can call it a mullet, right? It's kind of just long, but it also is kind of mullety.
It's the main.
It is business in the front and party in the back.
Yeah. This movie's no fluff, going straight into like what I feel like he's about to fly.
Yeah.
Love the computers.
Yeah.
Is this Gina Davis?
Yeah.
She is.
Okay. They were dating at the time I read. I just wasn't sure if it was her.
Oh.
So, if you're wondering why they got some chemistry, it's because they were. I think. I think they were like. I think he like advocated for her to like get the role.
Wow.
He's like,
Oh yeah.
please hire my GF. Sincerely, Goldblum. She's a great actress, though. She's in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to read like vague facts that wouldn't like spoil the movie that I could kind of like say like I do in a lot of these, and one of them was that
Hmm.
the pods were inspired by Cronenberg's motorcycle sidecar, and I didn't know what that meant. I was like, oh okay, but now that I see them, I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I don't see it either.
Unless he like has a honeycomb sidecar.
Sidecar, yeah.
The computer screen text is like super crisp. Pretty cool.
You know what this like kind of reminds me of?
We
is
lost Dylan.
We lost Dylan? No. It kind of reminds me of the like food machine in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh
This is
yeah,
what this whole setup reminds me of.
he's got some Flip vibes. I think his name's Flip. In that movie, that's a good movie. Dylan,
Are you there?
I'm here. Are you there?
Maybe.
Hello.
Did you get
You guys like
reported?
Rose?
Oh yeah, you kept freezing a little bit on my end as well. I don't know. I don't know whose it is. I don't know. Right, he just like is like being the most like subtle flexor of all time that he just created like teleportation.
All right.
What a way to like try and like I don't know,
Impress
just like
the crush.
he's trying to like impress the crush by like
Right.
the
Yeah.
piano. I thought I was like the piano was good enough. Now you're like showing off your teleportation. That's wild.
She's recording
for
him.
real.
So she's a reporter. She's got the tape recorder going. What Jurassic Park was 1994?
3.
3. Okay. Okay. Solid. Maybe that was Goldblum's peak. Maybe the 90s, like the mid 90s.
Yeah, I would probably say so.
Because I don't really.
He was in Independence Day and
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot.
because
second Jurassic Park.
The big
and there were romantic comedies like 9 Months.
Independence Day, low key, one of the biggest movies ever. Like I feel like people nowadays don't really realize how huge it was.
Oh yeah. That
pretty
still to this
impactful.
day is one of my favorite movies to watch. Very well
great.
put together.
Man, she just curved him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Major L. Sorry, King.
Yeah.
That's a cool building. I wonder where that
He was like, I don't like this. You just recorded me without my consent.
Yeah.
And then she was like, too bad.
Ooh.
Dang. All that for no clout.
Yeah.
She clout chased.
No.
She clout chased and wound up in the dust. That's this movie's message.
Mm. Oh.
Sagan's Contact on the bookshelf.
Oh yeah. Whoa. I've also never seen that movie. The movie that book's based off of. Or other
It's a
way
great movie.
Other way around, yeah. Shout out former guest and former co-host Matt Reed. Just you'll hear him every now and again scream in the other room.
What time are you guys at right now?
I'm at 13:05.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm at 13:10-ish.
Yeah, same.
Comment.
Excellent. Cheeseburger. I'm in. Honestly. What is that? Is that like a McDonald's in the 80s?
Kind of. That's what I was thinking. It kind of has. No, because they got Pepsi logo in the background there, and
yeah.
I think McDonald's has Coke products, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I know that is because I recently did like a marketing project on Coke and McDonald's and their relationship. Interesting.
Oh
yeah.
Big flex.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to flex.
Okay.
Interesting.
I just didn't want to make it seem like I know so much about McDonald's for no reason because I felt like I need to set the record straight.
Thank you for the background for the viewers.
Sorry.
No, I'm joking. You're good.
Okay, now what time are you guys at?
Now I'm at 14:40, 41.
Okay, close enough.
All right.
All right, I think I'm good now.
Okay, sick. That's good. I can't lose you, Dylan.
I was like trying to watch both on my laptop, and I think that might have been the problem.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, hopefully this works.
Mhm. He's very Goldblum.
He's explaining stuff with things like he does in Jurassic Park and Independence Day, like with the water.
Spielberg saw this scene only and was like,
I've
I've got it.
that. I want that.
Blue hallway light. Weird handheld shot right now.
Yeah. Clattering.
I'm scared. Is there gonna be a big fly in the room and she's gonna kill it? How many? There was one time I came home and there was like literally like 50 flies in my house. It was terrifying. It was
50 flies.
50 flies.
50.
It was awful.
Fruit flies or like full on horse flies?
Yeah. Oh no, just legit flies. Yeah. But not
Yeah.
probably not horse flies because those horse flies are like huge. But
Why
Yeah.
is there a man in her shower?
yeah, what is?
Oh,
I was talking about flies. I missed. Oh, she pulled the Looney Tunes prank. On
Oh no!
the Looney Tunes.
Flush the toilet. The shower get hot. I thought that was like it looked like Castaway Tom Hanks for a second, a little bit. Castaway.
Kind of looks like a fatter Jake Gyllenhaal.
Dang. Flies do gross me out though.
Yeah, I remember. I honestly, I don't like ladybugs. That's one of my bug fears. Is I just
Ladybug. You'll hate this story. I got plenty of bug stories just because like every bug memory because I hate bugs so much are just like so traumatizing. So I was at my friend's house, and you know like the area in a window between the screen and the actual part that you put up. So
Yeah.
this person had 3. It was 2 screens for some reason, and they were just really old windows. It was an old house, and literally, this sounds like it was like a dream, but it's like legit true that like on the window like went down for some reason. Like it wasn't like equal to like the like cutout of the window. It was like kept going down, but
okay.
it looked like it was like gravel there. I was like, what's that? Like, what's all this gravel like in between the drywall?
I don't like where this is going.
And I looked closer and I like looked at it, and in between the 2 screens is like literally hundreds of dead ladybugs.
Oh.
Dead to the point that they've like turned gray from like sun fading. And I'm like, how is this even possible? How do this many ladybugs coordinate to one spot and then die?
I've never seen like more than one ladybug in one place.
You would think too, like after a couple of them died, they'd be like, okay, maybe this is a good place to go. But I guess they kept going in.
It was
They
insane.
didn't learn.
Whoa, a dog.
What is that? Is that a baboon?
Oh, it's a baboon. Oh, I thought it was a dog.
Close.
I really thought it was a dog.
Is the baboon going to turn into a fly?
Oh man.
Shout out baboons.
Oh
no.
Oh.
Wait, what happened to it? Ah!
Has been able to teleport organic objects or things or doing things.
Dang.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Wow.
Bruh.
That's horrific.
Bruh, that was crazy.
Like
Then they
that's
ship that
terrible.
meat off to Taco Bell.
It's like ground beef from the store.
Oh god. I ate Taco Bell yesterday, don't say that. We're sponsored at Goofing Off.
I'm going Saturday.
Goofing Off members alone have like propelled Taco Bell to be open.
Yeah, shout out Taco Bell. If you see this, sponsor us. Ignore that last comment. You make great products. Your Baja Blast is to die for.
Yeah. And I think that's vegetarian, so we can't fault them for their practices. That was really gross though, low key, or not even low key.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah, I
very
could-
gross.
high key.
High key gross.
Yeah, like he literally murdered that baboon.
I kind of missed how he got the baboon. Where did he get it from?
The zoo.
Just scientists just can access any animal they want.
Yep.
Really? Okay.
He just up and stole the
In
baboon.
the 80s, you could use animals for literally anything.
Kind of like
Baboonsforsale.com.
a big animal to like try it out on. Like maybe like start at like a hamster. Or like,
Yeah, exactly, like a rat.
like I
Just
don't know.
he went all in.
He went all or
Maybe we
nothing.
missed that part.
That's
Maybe
how
you already
Jeff
did that.
Goldblum lives, man.
Baboon.
All or nothing.
Yeah, those hamsters, they're expendable.
Yeah. I like his shoes. Oh yeah, shoe.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, like, he does got the same fit. That's me with Carhartt shirts. I just got like 3 of each. I want to do an unrelated shout out that doesn't incriminate myself, but shout out 123 Movies.
Nope, not incriminating at all.
Unrelated. Just I'm watching this legally.
Legally.
His shoes remind me of the first episode of his Jeff Goldblum show on Disney Plus is about shoes.
All around the world thingy.
Yeah,
I've not seen
I
that
almost
show.
watched that.
I've only seen the first episode. I'd like to see more. I just never got around to it.
Yeah. I bet that'd be interesting. I always like how with nature documentaries, they always get someone really famous to like host it. It feels
Like that new Zac Efron show on Netflix.
I like the I'm not sure if it was like an actual documentary, if it was a late night show thing, but when Snoop Dogg did nature documentaries,
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
those cracked me up.
Goldblum, finally. Now he can drop the whole teleportation thing. He's
just doing it to impress her.
yeah. Something stuck to his back. Is it a fly?
Oh,
Uh-oh. It's
Oh.
part of a baboon.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ah,
Ow.
how can you not notice that?
Yeah, jeez.
Fly.
That's unsanitary.
what?
Yeah, oof.
So weird watching these in like a COVID world. Like,
Yeah.
man.
What the?
What is
What
she?
the hell?
What is she on?
What kind of pillow talk is that?
She's gone full fly.
She a zombie? Is she a vampire?
I also,
I like that cut.
why is that steak gross?
Try to experiment.
Even
That steak kind of do look good though. Not gonna lie.
Is that the baboon?
I thought the steak looks gross for some reason. I don't even know.
It doesn't look normal, I guess. But I'm really hungry.
Oh,
because I
yeah.
haven't eaten all day. After this is over, I'm gonna grab a fat snack from my fridge.
Fire. Oh, he's transporting the steak. Does it make it
punch
well
the top
done or
real quick.
something? Is it gonna cook it?
That baboon seemed pretty raw.
That's true.
Seemed inside out.
Medium rare at best.
Medium.
Goldblum low-key built in this. Like,
Yeah,
He's always been a little.
I that's what I always think is funny. Like when like I'm not like a type of guy who just like everyone is. I mean, it is everyone is unrealistic in like movies usually, but just like it's funny when like the nerd like or like any like sort of figure just like as long as it's the lead is just they're jacked. They gotta be.
Yeah.
Who's Andrew Garfield when he played Spider-Man?
Oh
Was
yeah,
supposed to be Peter Parker.
yeah,
That's what I always think of. It's like the nerd but Jack. Like give him glasses. That'll make him a nerd.
yeah. That's like a Clark Kent as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Henry Cavill, which he was a really good Superman too.
He was
Honestly,
good.
he was a great cast.
I liked Man of Steel,
I did too.
and
I like Man of Steel.
I don't know the next time we'll get a good Superman movie. I don't know.
It's just I could not imagine being a writer for a Superman movie though, because there's really not a lot in my mind, at least, that you can do with him as a character. Because all he has is kryptonite. Now, I will say
People like
one plot line that I really did enjoy was in the Injustice video games, where like he turns evil
Uh-huh.
and people team up to like beat him up. That I like that plot line, and the way he turned evil is like I think Scarecrow drugged him or something, or Lex Luthor or Joker tricked him into thinking Lois Lane was Doomsday and that he was fighting Doomsday, but he was actually fighting like his human wife.
Oh,
So
that's weird.
when he came out of it, he was just so terrified that he turned evil.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So wait, what was Jeff Goldblum explaining there?
He was just kind
Like
of
the computer recreated the sig?
Yeah. I think you got it. Yeah. Juan, did you catch it?
So it's not teleporting it; it's like reproducing it or something.
Teleporting it, but it's interpreting the steak wrong, and so not really giving it the things that would make a steak flavorful.
Yeah.
Mm.
He has to figure those things out, how to interpret the unique things about organic materials.
But see, that's interesting too because, like, at that point, like, wouldn't you just like think that your that your teleportation machine is like not the right way to go about a teleportation machine? Because I feel like the end, for like the end game for like a teleportation machine, I feel like would be just like humans are using it to travel. But if you're just gonna make a human like reinterpret itself, then it wouldn't be like an actual human, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I think of the teleporters in Star Trek and how they just destroy everything and then rearrange all the molecular structure of everything else.
Uh-huh.
So is there really a difference between organic and inorganic in that sense?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh,
Another baboon? He loves baboons.
What, they let him have another baboon?
Yeah.
Don't do it, man.
Man, call PETA.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Baboon's gonna
rooting
come
for you.
Baboon's also like
For the dry
baboon number 2.
a baboon will straight up like kill you. So like even if he comes out like slightly angry, like
Whoa,
oh
you did it.
oh apparently
Wow. Jeff Goldblum, look at him, great with animals.
Aw.
Huh.
That is cool that's cool.
Whoa.
I want a baboon friend.
I like how he's not like the least bit concerned that there's all this footage documenting this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This like reporter that like initially was gonna like completely like out him
Yeah,
as
clearly like after a story, like clearly in this for clout, like, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sure I can trust you."
yeah. You're my GF now.
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Ooh.
Too soon.
Like an old married couple. They've been like they just met.
don't want to go to Florida right now, girl. Have you seen the rate of infections they're having? Watch the news.
Man.
He just says, "Wear your mask." I wish I could do a flawless. Goldblum is someone I wish I could do a good impression of. Actually, that'd be cool.
Huh.
I used to be like somewhat good at impressions, and I just didn't do them for like a couple years in college, and then I just never could do them again. Like straight.
Oh no.
That could have been my
I'm
after hours
good at-
calling. I could have just been like on doing sketches, like just killing the impression game.
It would be very useful.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's cool.
Uh,
Did Cronenberg do Total Recall?
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, what's the name? He did RoboCop, Starship Troopers, and I'm drawing a blank now. Verhoeven.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That name is familiar. Okay.
I see.
That's a cool shot of the building.
It's a cool building.
Yeah. What I wonder what city they're in. I don't really think I caught it if they did say it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
They're in like Akron. I'm just like, whoa.
Uh,
Like the golden duck behind him.
yeah.
Very classy.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the journalism drama is not what I expected from The Fly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's gonna taper off as soon as we get some flies. Who's hitting their mic? Someone's like had a boxing
What?
session with their mic.
Wow.
It's fine. It's over now. It's fine.
Uh,
What do you guys think is the scariest animal? Like,
Whoa.
for example, people hate sharks, think sharks is scary. I'm thinking of sharks because Nick got the Jaws shirt on right now. So
Yeah.
Curious though, of all time.
Definitely something in the ocean.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the ocean.
yeah.
I mean, like
If we-
anglerfish, man.
What'd you say, Jack?
Anglerfish.
Oh, anglerfish.
Anglerfish are creepy.
Yeah.
I'm not like. I don't think it could kill me though.
Demonic.
They are scary though.
I mean,
I think crocodiles are kind of scary.
Crocodiles are kind of scary.
Yeah, because they can go like fast.
Yeah.
piranhas.
Like I see those videos of like people canoeing through like just like or kayaking or canoeing through like the swamp just like without caring about like the hundreds of crocodiles around them, and I think that's crazy. That really would scare me.
I've seen videos of like people in other countries in like the jungle, and there's these giant like water snakes that are like huge.
Oh,
Ugh, I hate snakes. I hate snakes.
oh
Yeah, snakes definitely in top 5 scariest.
yeah.
What is this baboon?
The baboon saw the fly. The introduction of the fly. That's a good baboon actor.
Yeah,
Like that
You
baboon,
didn't drink all that.
the baboon just had to act like like supporting role. Like he just like had to act opposite of Jeff Goldblum. He held his own.
yeah. He has some screen presence.
Get this. Why didn't this baboon get the role in Jurassic Park?
Check this baboon's IMDb page.
Oh, the fly.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Oh boy.
Well, this can only end well.
Cool.
Wow, what a shot.
Point of view shot right there. That's cool. Ugh.
Oh no.
Oh boy. This. Oh boy. What an iconic looking shot that is. Is this movie? Is that kind of like this movie?
Wow.
If only he got like the good parts of being a fly and he could just like sprout wings. Effortless.
Oh, Ronnie, dang.
He has some good chemistry with that baboon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He really does. More chemistry than with Gina Davis, who was his girlfriend. I don't know if that's true, but they do got good chemistry.
Competition.
There you go.
I'm scared. What a creepy looking apartment right now. Like, for real.
Yeah. Lighting's pretty good.
Also, does he know that she's over? Like, does he know that she's about to, like... Or for all he knows, this could be an intruder.
Where's the baboon?
Pretty stupid of him to just do it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I bet that baboon would have done something so foolish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That baboon knows
A
what
real
he's
scientist.
baboon scientist.
Why is that like one of the first times I've heard his name in the movie?
Yeah, I was gonna say Seth is
Looks more like a Jeff to me.
exactly. Kind of weird how they almost have the same haircut.
So does the baboon. He's got frizzy hair.
Also, is he kissing with his
Oh, no.
eyes open?
Ooh.
Oh,
Like, like a fly.
Oh.
his little fly hairs.
Huh.
What's buzzing through his mind? Oh.
Ooh. Wait for it.
Whoa.
Wait for it.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Gonna hurt his own kind too.
It's also interesting that like this was a pretty successful and like this is like still like somewhat famous
Yeah,
horror movie.
especially for like a remake too. You know, remakes don't always have the best track record,
Yeah.
but
And like it's just like
this is the version everyone knows.
most horror movies like are somewhat based in like a fact that like it could happen to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like something about
This
it.
is a blend of sci-fi and horror,
Yeah,
for sure.
I dig it.
Apparently, Vincent Price was very pleased with the remake up to a point where he thought they took it too far.
I thought I heard that. Yeah. Which I could see how he would be like, this is killing the baboon too icky. He looks sweaty.
Whoa,
Whoa.
ooh, Goldblum's strong.
Ooh.
Okay, that's probably not him, but
Whoa. Bro.
jeez.
I'm just showing off.
How? Okay, wait. Why is being merged with the fly give him that? That doesn't make any sense.
You know, flies are acrobatic.
If it was like an ant, I could maybe understand because they're so small comparatively, but
Also,
It's like Spider-Man's powers. Why does he do half the things he does that
spiders
Spider
shoot
can't really
webs
do?
and they can climb, but like a fly isn't like super
Doesn't have
strong.
super strength?
flies can climb.
Yeah, apparently flies are the most athletic animal in the animal kingdom.
Flies climb just as much as spiders.
You're telling me a fly is more athletic than a cheetah or
Yep.
something like that?
Do cheetahs fly?
Oh my gosh. It just
Man.
filled me with joy.
This is impressive.
He's a gymnast.
We should add a poll to the watch along. What's the most athletic animal in the animal kingdom?
Absolutely.
Also,
Surprised that pipe isn't breaking.
Yes.
just like also just so casual. Has not spoken.
Maybe the fly's taken over his mind.
How did he know how to do the routine? Like he just said, like, see the pole. I know what I gotta do.
I
Yeah.
gotta swing on that.
I know the routine. I watched the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 1984.
He looks like Tarzan or something.
For real. See, nowadays, they feel like they'd have to put in a scene explaining how he saw like an Olympic routine or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Nowadays,
Because the audience, the focus group, wouldn't understand.
nowadays, I think she would say something like, which YouTube video did you watch before you went to bed?
Yeah.
Or
She'd be recording it for TikTok.
Nowadays.
She would say,
And she wouldn't have camera equipment. She'd be reporting for TikTok.
yeah.
Well, she'd be reporting to TikTok, who'd be reporting for the Chinese government, I guess.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that creme brulee.
It's a complex web that's been woven.
So much sugar.
He's going heavy on the sugar. Classic fly trait.
That's what they're known for.
See, if I were her, I would already know.
It's like, are you a fly?
Are you a fly?
Seems like you're doing some serious fly shit right now.
Thank you, I am very cool.
Big fly guy.
You seem pretty fly.
I took that bleep in stride.
Man, he's getting like 300% his daily value of sugar in this one cup of coffee.
Also, he's like, he is like zoned
He's
in.
bugging.
He's full Goldblum in it right now.
Did you say he's bugging, Jack? You say he could be
Buzzing.
Oh, I thought you said he's bugging.
Both though, really, for real.
Waiter.
That wasn't sugar. That was cocaine.
It's possible. He's on one for sure. Oh, good thing we're not watching the movie on
Okay.
the screen. It's a little not safe for ZTV. Jeez, Louise.
You don't want to close your eyes during this part.
Yeah, viewers, if you're
Oh my
watching
gosh!
along
Look
with
at
us,
his face.
viewers, if you're watching along with us, I'm sorry that you had to see that. I'm just... Also, like he's like breaking out on his skin or something. Ugh.
Like a
He
fly.
needs some proactive.
Drop the ad.
This is Movie Snobs, sponsored by.
Hey, Proactive got me through it, Loki. They were always.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I hear good things.
Yeah. He looks awful.
For real.
He's looking forward to a hairy body.
Whoa, Goldblum's a briefs man.
Look at his refrigerator.
Yeah, that's
There's
pretty...
nothing but eggs, Ready Whip, and beer.
What more could you need?
Oh, she's about to cut it. Whoa.
Why would he do that?
Oh man.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Unsolicited, like.
Yeah.
Just like without saying anything, just like I'm gonna scissors in hand, just like cut.
Oh no.
Getting a little crazy here.
Whoa.
Jeez,
Ooh.
Goldblum, come on.
Ooh, Goldblum, you just blew it, Goldblum.
Oh no.
He just broke page 5.
He just that ice cream earlier. I didn't get to say it, but that ice cream looked very good.
It did. It was a very stark contrast to what was going on with his back.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I was like, I want to enjoy this ice cream, but like, this is very gross right now.
Yeah. Flies, famously bad at relationships, are flies.
Yeah.
He's just raging against conventional beauty standards here.
Yeah.
Soon as he leaves, man, he's acting like such a fly right now. Wow, that monologue.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ow.
Whoa. He is convincing though. One thing I could surely say is that so far this movie is like the best it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
I'm engaged. Yeah, I'm compelled.
No wonder he's breaking out. Look how he's gonna get in a bar fight.
As flies are known to do. They're unruly.
Yes. Flies are known drunkards.
You know what I hate about flies?
Oh.
They start as maggots. That's so gross.
Oh man.
Maggots are so gross. Like one of the grossest things. Ugh. You ever find a fly in like your pre-made salad? It's the worst. Like a little fruit fly.
Ugh.
I've like got
Oh, fruit fly.
yeah,
It's
like
extra protein.
yeah. It's just like I feel like I've gotten like stuff at like high school where it's just like there's like a little fruit fly in the pre-made salad, and I'm like, this is the worst. Like high school's the
Ruined.
worst.
He's looking a little weird now.
Yeah.
Eyes are getting a little buggy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that looked like the meme with like the like the two things,
What?
the two arms connecting, and it's just like
Oh yeah, man, that's funny.
I like the music.
Starting to remember this.
The music's good right now. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very kind of Jawsy. Speaking of Jaws earlier. Yeah.
It is a little Jawsy, you're right.
I see it.
Oh,
Oh man,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
oh.
man.
Wow.
Ugh. Ah, the bone.
Holy. Jeez. I did not expect it to go that way. That would never happen.
I like how you raise this arm in victory. He's like, here, take the girl home.
I hate that.
She's
that
like
was-
unfazed.
that looked actually
I
good.
hate when flies do that.
That-
I agree, Dylan. It's the worst.
Dude, the
I
amount
thought
of
the hand
times
was
I've
gonna
had to get a
explode, to be
cast,
honest.
just cast up my arm because of a fly in an arm wrestle. That looked really gross. That looked pretty
man.
real. That looked pretty.
That was pretty gross. Yeah,
Man, his transformation is kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
he looks like he looks drugged out. It's pretty gross looking.
yeah. Also, he left that bar so quick, like almost unfazed.
Yeah,
It's a normal day in the life of a fly. Just gotta keep buzzing.
Keep on buzzing. Is he gonna do like
Oh
flips up
my.
the stairs?
he's gonna do something messed up here. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the shots are intense right now. Kind of the following up is kind of.
He's gonna trip. He shouldn't run upstairs.
You know what's interesting? Oh, what's interesting about this is wait for the lightning to stop. Keep getting distracted. What's interesting about this is it's almost like the protagonist has become the antagonist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Like how he always uses his teleporter to impress the ladies.
That's his move.
It's worked.
Oh.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
What? Ugh. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. Gross.
This is
Goldblum is very good at being scary right now.
Yeah. Intense.
It's like, yeah, all right, that was all right. That wasn't weird at all.
The argument.
Oh.
Oof.
He's like, get that out of here.
His expression.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Be afraid. Whoa.
Is that what this line is from?
Which line? Oh, be afraid, very afraid. Is
Yeah,
that for? Oh wait, yeah. Is that an original from this?
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like that's
So
probably been said before, but
yeah.
could be.
Comment below. I'll look it up after we're done watching.
You smell
Straight up, you look bad.
bad. I've never been much of a bather.
Oh,
Oh,
a lot of foresight there to just take him to a lab.
yeah, you know, I did some research, you know, some tests, you know, before just jumping straight into this.
Yeah.
Where does Baboon Friend go? Maybe he can talk some sense into him.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh. It's like the. You've got to get proactive. That's what I'm trying to get my hair to look like when I'm growing it out in quarantine. Well,
He's perfect in this role.
yeah. He went full white boy and punched a hole in the wall.
Man,
Well, Kyle.
she just needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum is a great actor in this.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, if I'm her, I'm like, I've known this guy. I like saw him for like maybe 2 weeks tops. Just get out. Here.
I guess that's what the journalism thing is for. It's like it kind of gives her a motivation to come back because she's interested in the story. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It doesn't sound like this is her motivation.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
guess you're right though. I guess she does also just genuinely like this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played the piano and teleported. I mean, what more can a man do?
What more could a woman want?
Her next boyfriend's not gonna do that. Oh, ooh. Ooh, don't do that.
Ugh.
her. Oh,
Gosh.
wow.
Whoa.
Uh,
Dewey, you don't want no
I don't
part
know.
of this.
Anything with teeth. I'm just
Oh.
no thanks.
Oh.
Oh.
What is that?
That's a full nail he just peeled.
Snail?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Goofing Off viewers, we're getting a little gross.
Have you guys ever seen Dead Alive or Brain Dead, as
No,
it's also known?
I've not seen it.
That's like, as far as like gross out horror, body horror stuff, that movie like takes it to like 11. That's a Peter Jackson movie, by the way.
Oh,
God,
I just,
oh.
dude.
Whoa.
Imagine just peeling off your nail and just being like, should I bite?
Oh no, man.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He's got that what's the disease of the deer get? The zombie disease.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, for real though.
I love how crisp the computer screen has been like throughout the whole movie. It just like very
Those are pretty crisp. Yeah.
crisp monitor on this
Yeah.
in this lab.
Like
He's gloved up, just like I be in the grocery store.
how do you think they made this stuff? Do you think it was like actual computer graphics or something, or like some type of screen, or?
Yeah, I feel like I don't
Because
even.
that stuff's. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how they do like text
that stuff's like video.
text on film.
I don't know either. Yeah.
He wants to chew it to the nails.
See, I don't know how they made this stuff though.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's just weird looking. Like, is that hand drawn? You know, or like?
It kind of does look
or
hand
what?
drawn now that you say that. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, yeah, the art parts, but like, yeah, the rest of it.
A fly.
Even this.
Wow, yeah, like the transformation.
Yeah.
86,
Yeah.
1986. Some other movies that came out that year: Karate Kid 2, Crocodile Dundee, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Transformers the movie.
Oh yeah. Dark Side of the Moon. Negative.
Commercial break.
Intermission. In fact, the last movie I saw with an intermission was Independence Day with Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
Whoa.
Really?
Wow.
Had
I
intermission.
actually remember that being the last movie that had an intermission.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Can you imagine if they did like Endgame or Infinity War with an intermission?
I think that'd be cool. Yeah.
Wild.
They could do it. Yeah.
I feel like it would be. I feel like honestly, it would add a lot to movie going culture because in an intermission, you'd probably. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's strangers out there. If it was a big movie like Infinity, where like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what happens in the second half, or with your friends, you get a little bit to discuss before it starts again.
Yeah.
Low key, because I saw an Irishman in the actual movie theater.
Mhm.
When I was in that limited run. I was wishing for an intermission, low key, just because I had to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was just actually that long.
Yeah.
Is anyone
Well,
else?
also, I mean,
okay, never mind.
There's something to be said for sitting through an entire movie like that and taking it all in at once for the whole 3 hours. Like, just
It was.
pretty amazing experience.
I also saw The Irishman in theaters, but I was bummed. Oh.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this is it. He's got a cane.
Oh no.
See, now he looks like the guy from X-Men 2.
Man, that
Oh, because the lifespan of a fly is so small.
Oh, I see. Man,
Oh.
that makeup.
I have 5 pounds of makeup to her at some point in the movie.
Wow.
Jeez.
You know, he had to sit in the chair for hours for that.
Bruh. Scary.
Love the Goldblum's humor.
On the fly. Bruh. Okay, I don't think he could. I don't think he could do the flips anymore.
I think he could do his 1990 pick routine.
Yeah. Imagine just like being a doctor and like you just go to the hospital like this and they're just like, bro, honestly, I'm gonna have to just be like, I don't know on this.
Goes into like a general practitioner, just like
Yeah.
the dermatologist. Just like
So did you take crocodile or what? Like,
Wait for it.
Oh,
oh, no. Ew. That's for sure.
oh wow.
oh.
Man.
Aren't you glad you came over?
I would run away. I'm not hugging him.
Don't touch him.
Yeah.
That's
Tuesday could be contagious.
Wait, is that what he said?
Isn't that one of the first things you said?
Oh,
Maybe I'm thinking of it.
Gosh.
I don't know why it'd be contagious.
Yeah, I know I'm thinking of it. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah, it's just people being paranoid, yeah.
Could turn into an epidemic.
Hey, I just watched
about
the
that.
Drunk History episode of Typhoid Mary. That was pretty. I get that reference.
Maybe this all started because of a teleportation mishap.
What?
Oh, man.
Whoa. What?
Ow.
Ew. Let me see them. Bruh. Let me see this fly guy.
I feel like they're trying to make like a commentary about like AIDS back then. Because
Interesting.
like in the 80s, like when AIDS was coming on like that, people did act like that about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if you touch them, somebody with AIDS, you'll get it. Like, you know, they're
Whoa.
gross and disgusting.
That's interesting.
Like
Spider-Man.
I mean, I don't know.
It is true that people were reacting like that.
Bruh.
But, you know, even in 1986, like, we're still. I would probably say that it wasn't until the 90s that people started, like, understanding that, oh, if somebody has AIDS and you touch him, you drink from the same cup, you're not going to get it,
Yeah.
HIV, you know?
Bruh.
Wait, so he's fine now? But he's just gross.
He's like really gross, but like he can climb. So in a way, worth it.
So he's not gonna die, but
His line delivery right now. His perfect line delivery.
for real.
I love the way that he's using his eyes and his head motion. Insect like.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah. It's like he thinks he's like the Elephant Man.
Yeah. Ugh. Bruh.
Ooh. Ugh.
Oh,
He's disgusted.
Oh no, I can already see where.
fly vibes.
What?
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 Oh my god, no, what a twist! What? Wait a minute.
Man.
I didn't see that coming.
No.
Wow, what a movie.
Bruh.
This is wild.
My baby's a fly? Question mark? Question mark? Not clickbait.
Story time.
Well,
I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
Bruh.
Was it before or after he did the
It had
teleportation?
It had to have been after when they were
Yeah.
on their marathon.
I'd be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, she
Traumatized.
He might be carrying a fly.
forgot how to walk.
Bruh.
Give birth to the first human fly.
Bruh, she's
Whatever.
gonna give
He's
birth
gonna
to
like lay a larvae.
a little
Brundlefly.
maggot.
Oh man.
Wait, she's already gonna
Wait, she's gonna give already? Or is she trying to I don't know what's going on. That was fast though.
wait, that's
Is it abortion?
They'd put you under for that. But
I would hope. Like, yeah.
but you know, knowing this movie, they could just be like, screw it.
oh boy. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
maybe it was like a unexpected pregnancy because of the fly vibes.
Bruh. No.
Man. What is happening?
No.
Oh, no!
Oh, bro.
Brother.
Man,
Wait.
that was wild.
Did that not happen?
Wait, I don't know what was the dream. What was she actually pregnant or no?
Wait, yeah, I'm
She like looked to the
confused on
side and
that.
there's like a baby crib in that little thing, isn't it?
Bruh. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, is she pregnant or not? Actually, though.
That was one of the few dreams. That was one of the few like dream sequences that like it's like a fake out that like 100% like I was like that got me kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did. Yeah. Man, look at this dude.
Yeah.
His breathing sound effect. That's how I sound in like allergy season.
That's probably where he has the 5 pounds of makeup.
Yeah. It's intense. He looks
Ew.
oh,
Oh gosh.
oh.
Man. She don't want a cheeseburger anymore.
Magic word, cheeseburger.
Oh my gosh. His whole body. That's nuts. Oh,
Oh. Ugh.
I love how he's reacting to all this. Like, it's so enjoyable.
yeah.
Oh, why would she go back? Just get out of there.
Get out. Go.
Go. Do you not see what this man is? It's like the Shape of Water, except it's going to end badly.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Shape of Water, except he's ugly. The fish guy, I mean, the fish guy was ripped.
This guy was ripped. This guy just lumpy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's truly terrifying. Like, go away. Like,
Ugh. Oh no, she actually is pregnant.
oh, she is pregnant. Yeah, son, your dad died, but he was a fly guy.
Oh no, I don't like that question.
Insect politics?
Get out of there. Get out of there.
He's about to red pill her on the insects.
No. Run.
What?
He wants to be the queen bee.
No.
I'm
Run. Run.
no. Uh,
Oh shit. Run. Oh,
oh,
go.
What?
That's a cue.
Did he say he's gonna hurt her?
Yeah.
Oh no.
honestly, I might be wrong, but I feel like I could take him.
I don't think you could run that
Well, it
fast.
seems like he has super strength or something now.
Does he have
He's
super?
he's
It's just like his whole body's
He's still
falling
human,
apart.
Yeah.
He's like,
Is that the ex-boyfriend?
my man can't even chew a pencil. I'm like, he's not gonna take my fist too well.
'Cause the teeth were human, but the fly parts are.
Oh, true.
this is a
Dirt.
bad. Why is this idiot not letting her go?
Oh, is this guy gonna die?
I hope.
It's like Beauty and the Beast. Not really.
Oh, he heard.
Uh-oh. I hope, is he gonna fly in the movie? Like, is he gonna, like...
I'm waiting for the wings,
Oh, he's
honestly.
he is not happy.
Where do we start?
Doctor raises a fair question. He's like, can't we wait until Monday?
Uncertain. Whoa.
Man.
What was the last thing she said?
I'll do it myself
if I have to.
Oh, okay.
Man.
I didn't hear that part. Wow. Oh wait, which is that Cronenberg then? Because he plays the gynecologist.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Oh.
Man, so much for him being slow.
Don't think you can take him, Caleb?
No, probably not. On the same.
no.
Oh.
Oh.
Bruh.
He cut himself on the glass? Come on, man.
What a dummy. He just went straight for the glass.
He's like, oh, what's this? Ow.
Bruh. The stakes, they are high.
Wow, that's a great shot. This is dark.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Bro, call the police. Oh, my.
Tell him what? There's a big fly that kidnapped a woman?
Just be like there was an abduction. I don't know.
Good point.
Don't go along, though. Like, alone. This dude is dead. And no one's gonna know.
Not ideal. Not an ideal situation, my guys.
No. He's seen the video. He knows what he's up against.
Yeah.
This man's like Caleb. He thinks he can take him.
Well, he saw a video of him like vomiting.
Yeah.
He doesn't know his strength.
Do you think that
He didn't see that Olympic routine that he did earlier.
What does he have in that case?
he got like a Glock?
There we go.
Oh, he's got
Nice.
Wouldn't you like set that up before you go into the apartment?
Yeah, that's a good. I feel like that's not an ideal.
I was like, wait, I'm setting up.
Oh,
That's some sort of fly swatter.
yeah. What? If he was really a fly, wouldn't he just like fly in the lamps and stuff? Wouldn't it be really easy? Beep, boop, boop, bop.
If you're a real fly, you wouldn't be able to find the exit to this
Yeah.
room.
He'd get into the gynecologist's office and not be able to leave. Is he gonna like transport himself with a gun?
The ultimate human, half man, half. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Do not like that.
mm.
No bueno. No bueno.
Is he gonna get puked on?
Oh, I knew it.
Whoa.
Shoot him.
That noise that he's making is. Ugh.
Yeah. What? He just easily disarmed that guy. He just
That's absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
Oh no! No! Oh,
Huh.
terrifying!
Oh my gosh.
oh. No.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
so. Oh my god! Oh wow!
man.
uh, bro.
A little late.
Yeah.
Come on, you didn't hear that?
Little late, my guy. Like
I mean,
you said,
jeez.
for real though. Like 10 seconds prior would have been most effective. Whoa.
His breathing is really good.
His like
Yeah,
his
hearing that like right in your ear in the headphones is
yeah. His twitchy movements. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
He's trying to spice them all.
And he
Ugh.
wants to use him or the baby all into one. He's gonna be so they're all gonna be less fly and more human.
Whoa.
Oh.
I was kind of wondering if that was gonna happen. Not gonna lie. So I was like, he's probably gonna try to mesh himself into a human again.
In one.
Oh no, he wants to be one body, all three. Okay, whoa, that's
Yeah.
okay. This is horrible. Whoa!
Oh, that's terrifying.
Shoot him!
Oh. Oh.
What the heck is going on here? Okay. That's.
Oh wow.
Bro, what?
What the?
He's gonna wake up and pass out again. I think. How ugly this thing. Yeet.
Oh no.
Come
Oh
on.
man!
Bro. Get out.
He's like Quinn at the end of Jaws.
Wow! Look at
Playing
that thing.
on one shot, one opportunity.
I love the noise it makes.
Come on. Okay, you think that fly creature would see him getting up? Come on, shoot that bitch.
Bro, that's crazy looking. Jeez.
Ugh.
Jeez.
That's awesome. Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he paid.
Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Huh.
Well, he's probably going to end up in the third pod, right?
Is there a third pod?
Well,
Yeah, because they were going to fuse in the third.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Wait. Yeah. I'm not
Uh-oh.
convinced this thing's gone.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that thing's not gonna like blow up into blood and guts.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh boy.
Get the gun.
Wow.
Oh. Oh.
Are you kidding me? Don't show sympathy towards that thing. Put it down. Don't you dare not pull that trigger.
Oh. Oh,
Wow.
it fused with like the tube thing.
The pod,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows.
Man.
Wow.
Kidding me? You were just
Man.
put it out of its pain.
Wow.
What a shot.
Bro.
Honestly, if I was her ex, I'd be really upset right now. Like, why are you crying over this thing that took my leg and my arm? Oh, wow, that's it? What a
Wow.
movie.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens with the baby. So many
Wow.
unanswered questions.
To know what happens with the baby, you have to watch the sequel.
Wait, really?
Is she back?
Sequel is all about the
Oh man.
Really?
Is it
Wow.
good?
Oh weird.
Honestly, I remember watching it not as good as the first one, but
There's no Goldblum, probably, so can't be as good as the first one.
That, honestly.
it was really all about. It's like, ooh, what happens to the kid?
Wow. That was
really good.
that was really, really good.
Yeah, that was a 10 for me.
Yeah, that was solid. That was solid. I really enjoyed it. Definitely some zigs and zags along the way. It was hard to predict for me, which is always something I enjoy.
Yeah, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
That twist of
Honestly, I think it's underrated. It's so underrated, even
Yeah.
35, almost 35 years later.
Man.
just the way it ends,
Like-
just like that. Like just like freaking right after the action is at its peak. Right after, I mean, not at the peak, but like
Yeah. No like falling in action or whatever they call it, you know.
no
Exactly. Ends at the climax. That's
No-
interesting.
Yeah, like it starts really sudden and it just ends really
Yeah.
sudden.
no
True.
sequel tease.
Just jumps right into it. And it's like, all right, this is all we needed to do.
Yeah.
Also,
Like, do you think that's metaphorical of like a fly's life?
Starts sudden and ends sudden.
Yeah.
Maybe.
no
So I learned a lot about flies. I learned that they can break people's wrists and are good gymnasts and
well, I
just
mean,
a lot of things. Tender lovers, all sorts of things.
well, I mean, I know we're probably not going to break ground by saying those practical effects were astounding, but man,
Yeah, those are
Those
great.
were crazy good.
Yeah.
Like, just crazy.
Yeah.
I will say the wrist, like even though I was grossed out by it, I did not think that was amazing. But all the other practical effects, I think,
I actually thought the wrist.
that was a little cheesy.
I'm gonna disagree on that. I was that I think it fulfilled its intended purpose.
Oh, it fulfilled its intended purpose,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think it could have been a little better. Still grossed out. Like I'm not
Yeah.
definitely not expecting to be as appalled by this movie in a good way, if that makes sense, than I was, because I mean it's what it was going for.
Yeah.
And I think it did succeed a lot. And those movies where, like, even this is a really off-topic analysis, but even like the descents into madness, so like season 8 of Game of Thrones, even though it wasn't beloved, like Daenerys' descent into madness, still pretty cool in my opinion. That's just mine. I think like those types of arcs where people transform over time are just super compelling to me. And I think, I mean, when you get a great actor like Jeff Goldblum and a great counter actor in Gina Davis, I mean, it's really good to see the progression, and not only Goldblum's progression, but how people around him react to his descent into madness.
Yeah, just like a very like. It's like almost like that story mechanism, just like watching someone just downward spiral. Very old, very classic. I mean, I'm a little rusty on Shakespeare, but I definitely think Macbeth does that. I might be wrong on the title. I get him confused a lot, but I mean, I think that it's just like it's a very classic trope, and just like taking a monster movie like that and just like watching his like a monster, like turning into a monster, like I feel like that's just very unique, and not many movies like cover that. And it really, I didn't expect it to be more character driven than it was. I thought it was gonna be more just kind of gross out horror. And
I was expecting to like laugh and for it to be like goofy.
Yeah,
in a sense. Like I figured it would be solid in all those senses, but the drama and some of like the greater themes of it, I feel like were so much deeper than what you would assume.
Yeah.
I will say her waking the dream was a little easy. It worked though, because I believed it. I thought that actually happening, and I was really grossed out. But I mean, if I rewatch it, I'll be like, oh, it's a dream. Okay, well, that's a little cheesy. But I do think besides that, like her being pregnant with the kid is a brilliant plot twist. To a point, like I just didn't see that coming, and it set up a sequel greatly. Obviously, we heard the sequel wasn't amazing, but still, I think it's just a lot of great story elements throughout this movie.
Yeah, super intense. Like as soon as we like learn that she's pregnant, like it just ramps up. Like it didn't like have to really be like that. It just could. It really probably could have coasted off of like being just like her like kind of like somewhat in love with him, like, and she just like can't really bear to let him like turn into like this fly. Bro, like when he goes full fly, that's pretty. That was nuts. That was
I gotta say, I really like the comment that Caleb made that it's very Shakespearean. I almost would say that it's kind of like Shakespearean, but also Greek tragedy type thing.
Yeah.
Very like
not just a love story, but you think that it can't get any worse, like in Greek tragedies, it just does.
Yeah.
And the whole, I don't know, just like I love Nick's reaction at the end. It's just like, no, just end it. No, if I were your boyfriend, I'd be mad at you for hesitating and this and that. You know, but that's the whole point too, that, you know, she cared so much about him that she didn't even want to kill him. She just felt so sorry for him.
Yeah,
and
actually.
That's so tragic that she has to literally put him out of his misery at the end.
Yeah, man.
It's a great tragedy. That is for sure. And I will say the tension that the movie creates through every single point I mean, even started like it goes through so many phases where the first point is just like journalism drama, like it's my story, no, it's my story. I want to dig up dirt on this guy, and then it completely shifts gear to another realm of tension with, you know, him slowly getting worse and worse. Will they find a solution? Won't they find a solution? What's going to happen with the baby? All these elements of tension. The ex-boyfriend, is he going to try to do something silly and confront this guy who has superhuman strength at this point? And they set up Goldblum being jealous way in the beginning. I mean, it really is a very well thought out, put together film, and I'm definitely glad I got to watch it with you guys. I mean, that was really fun.
Yeah, that was.
I haven't seen a movie like that in a while.
Definitely one of my favorites that we've watched on here, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite that I've seen. Yeah.
Also, frankly, one of the shortest movies we've done. Only an hour.
Yeah, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. This doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
Go to bed early tonight.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this didn't need to be in here. Like, yeah, very succinct script, well paced. Yeah,
just
good stuff.
Just like this held up so much better than X2. It's like,
man. Yeah,
just goes to show like what, like when you really like put a lot of craftsmanship and like just like every part of your movie. Wow, just
timeless.
Yeah, I was not expecting to care about the characters as much as I did.
oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
I was very invested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most even like
Yeah, man.
I would definitely I thought it was gonna be more sci-fi than horror, just from my like unfamiliar like opinion, kind of like uninformed opinion, I should say, but it definitely was very like classic horror. And I don't usually care about those characters in horror movies, and I don't complain about it. Like it's like fine, usually, like, or not usually, but if it's good horror, then it's good horror, and maybe the characters aren't great. This is definitely some great character building. I thought Jeff Goldblum, like his character early on, like very funny, kind of like. Just like he's hugging a baboon, like what's not to love? Like he's.
What happened to the baboon?
Yeah.
Is he in the sequel?
Yeah. What up? Yeah.
That's true.
Also, the just like
his contract.
even when he's kind of like the fly, and like we kind of talked about like how he's still like is like pointing out stuff like and how he's kind of like enjoying being a fly almost for a little bit there.
Yeah.
Just like that's like a compelling character trait for him to just like be kind of still in this scientist mode of just like, wow, this is kind of cool though, but it's not like corny.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of unique, like how he was reacting to it. Like I feel like there's definitely been scientists that are like really into the sciencey side of their like transformation into whatever they are, but I feel like he did it really uniquely because he's Jeff Goldblum. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was just saying, I could not picture any other actor in this role other than Jeff Goldblum. Like thinking about everyone who I've ever seen acted in a movie, I could not picture someone else portraying that character any other way than Jeff Goldblum. And like, I mean, if you've watched everything, you'll see me screaming at the screen for these characters to do things at the third act of this movie. It's because I care about them, and they built that connection with the audience very well through everything they've done in the movie.
Yeah. Jack, did you have something else to say?
Oh, I kind of forget, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
The music was great. Howard Shore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, good score is essential to any like tension building horror, and I think really delivered on that too.
And definitely honestly, better than like just like that last when he's getting his hands melted off, like that music. That music's blaring, like it's just epic. Truly epic
score. Yeah.
Also, I want to shout out the I forgot the name. I closed out the tab, but I
Taco Bell.
It was the part where it was the first credit was the people who designed the makeup or the makeup effects for the fly.
Yeah.
First credit.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. First credit. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean that must have been hard too. That is something else super impressive. Like none of it is. I mean, not that I could tell. None of it was CG. It was all practical. I think do that. I mean,
Yeah, it was like fairly well lit too. Like they weren't
Yeah.
like trying to hide anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, lighting was really nice. Yeah.
CG at the time, so
yeah. I mean, and
for that anyway.
they also were really clever with the like camera angles of it and how they could limit how much they had to do in some areas. And I know, like Dylan, you just said the lighting was really good, and they did put a lot. And I'm not trying to mitigate, but like when he's dragging her to the pods, so you only get like close-ups of the face and close-ups of the leg and nothing else.
Yeah.
And so there's never like, I don't think there's a scene where it's like the full body everything.
Well, there's the part where
it's only like
he jumps through the
2/3 at
glass.
most.
He jumps through the glass full body. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that was.
I'm
That
talking
was
like
wild.
the very end when he's
Oh,
like,
the very
Yeah,
where he's not Jeff Goldblum
yeah.
in
Yeah.
like a suit or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, that full transformation, that's
Yeah.
the final transformation when he goes from Jeff Goldblum to the full fly, like that was really impressive.
oh yeah.
That was
Not
insane,
just
yeah.
like the effects, yeah.
Oh, right.
Terrifying.
When his body's like
Yeah.
falling apart, like it didn't look like I was actually like thinking at a moment where I was like, dang, when did Jeff Goldblum like stop like being in the suit? I wonder. Like I'm just curious.
Right, yeah.
But that was a great
Probably
movie.
when the jaw was ripped off would be my guess.
Yeah, that could be, but I don't know. Who knows? Yeah,
No, maybe you got it.
I'm a big fan of The Thing, which we might try to watch at some point if we can fit it in. Another movie that I think has great practical effects, but this movie gives it it comes close to beating it in terms of practical effects. I love The Thing, but this movie really great effects, really really good. I think we all really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I might give this a solid 9 out of 10. We don't really do ratings that much, but I just had to say it. I wanted
I'm gonna use Jeff Goldblum's rating system. It's like 5 Goldblums out of 5.
Oh yeah,
5 Goldblums out of 5. I'll go with that. I second that.
yeah.
All right, so you guys remember my comment at the beginning that this movie gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
Why, as a child, as a 7-8-year-old child that probably wasn't supposed to be watching this movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just-
I'm gonna have trouble sleeping tonight.
yeah. People complain
Yeah,
about like.
this was
Go ahead.
this was like one of those horror movies. This was like one of those like rare horror movies where I feel like outside of just like the sheer like thrills and like the just like the scariness of it, like it had like greater things to like say. I feel like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
specifically like from that era in like the 80s and 70s. I feel like this is like a standout one for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because like when I had that thought about like the AIDS, I did like a quick like Google search over on the side monitor because I was like, huh. And then that was also like a read people were getting from the movie, and I found like a quote even from like Cronenberg saying like, if you were like somebody has AIDS, that's going to be like a thing you're going to read from the movie. But like also if you don't know somebody with that, like you can still like have this emotional experience with the movie because it kind of just says greater things about like disease and
Yeah.
aging.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
It is a very down to earth movie. For a horror sci-fi movie, it feels realistic almost in a weird way.
Yeah, and like there's like that pregnancy dream, the birth dream sequence. That kind of gave me like Eraserhead vibes
Oh
in
yeah.
terms of like the
Yeah.
the psychological like paranoia about like what if something goes wrong with this child.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Yeah, definitely. It's a scary thought, and it's like really based in like a lot of like realistic decisions a character would make. It's just great. It was great. Everyone recommends it. I mean, if you made it this far, you probably watched it, or at least you got it spoiled. But that was a great movie. That was really fun.
Yeah, I was solid.
I mean, yeah, I give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
A 10.
Well, so now we have to watch the sequel.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
might on my own. I might try to seek out the other sequel.
I don't look up the sequel.
Yeah.
I actually want to see. I never saw the original ones with Vincent Price. I kind of want to that too, and in comparison, because I'm interested now that I've seen the comment that he made that, oh, everything was going great until they took it too far. I kind of want to see
Where too far.
what their version looked like.
Yeah. Well, I feel like in that movie,
No,
isn't he kind of just had like a fly head in that movie? Like, I don't know. It looks like in the
Yeah.
old ones, he kind of just like has like a big fly head. I might be wrong.
Oh man. Well, it's crazy. There's like multiple. There's like 3 something fly movies from like
Yeah.
old series.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying earlier. That there's like technically with this sequel, there's 5 fly movies altogether, which is wild.
Oh yeah, he's got a fly
Wow.
head. I just
Big
The Fly franchise.
Bruh,
Oh man. Whoa.
that's good.
That's crazy.
Wow.
We're probably panicking over that one back in the day.
Yeah.
those effects.
Man, yeah, that was. I really enjoyed myself. I'm glad I got to watch it with all you guys.
That was great. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a really good watch. We kind of did a poll of movies that lost out in the past. Came close because we do a poll every week to see which movies we're gonna watch next week, next episode or whatever. And our poll was made up of movies that didn't make the cut. Always came close. And this has definitely been a movie I'm glad that I gave a second chance in the polls. I'm glad that
Yeah.
it got redemption. Got some good
Yeah.
redeemed. That's
Oh
what I
yeah.
was
That was excellent. Like more stuff like this, please.
saying. Yeah.
more good. More stuff that's good.
Yeah.
I can't sit through X2 again.
No,
Sorry.
no more X2. No more Hulk
No,
2003.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll get back on the good train. We're watching a good movie next week as well, I believe. So
Nice.
we're doing big things. If you have a suggestion for what we should watch next, tweet me at ZTV Goofing Off using the hashtag Movie Snobs. Let me know what we should watch. Let me know what you thought of The Fly. If you thought it was pretty epic, like we did. I definitely liked it. I'm glad you all stuck around this far in the review. If there's anyone watching, if not, I don't care. We're having fun watching it anyway.
There you go.
I don't really
Is
need.
this even a podcast? Like, are we?
I don't even need the viewers. It's fine.
Jeez.
We don't need you.
Yeah, but if you did watch, I really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I want to thank all my guests, my co-hosts, my panel. Nick McFadden, thanks for coming back.
Absolutely.
Nice
Glad
to
to
see
be
you, buddy.
back.
Goofing Off producer. There you are.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Man.
Dylan Bowe, nice to have you back. You've made everyone, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. After Hours producer.
Yep.
Solid.
That's me.
We got the future. We got the future in this podcast. Jack Stern, 3 times in a row, maybe 4, I forget. Thanks for coming back.
Yep.
Nice to have you all as always. And of course, CTV General Manager Juan Contreras, Professor, made every one of this podcast. Wouldn't be the same without him. You always give a nice sense of actual knowledge to this podcast. An actual college professor.
Yeah, I won't do that. I'm just going to say burger.
Jeez. Cut. There we go. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.